Alright, this video recipe comes from the Disney Villains cookbook, and it is inspired from Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. Think about what that was. I have to admit, I haven't seen the Jungle Book since I was like a kid. I used to I actually couldn't kind of like it as a kid. I hated it. So I feel like I need to give it a chance as an adult, and maybe I will one of these days. But this is called Striped Tiger Bites. There's a picture of it there. I did striped tiger fudge from the Princess Cookbook, which was from Raja. So this one's more of a snack. It's villain inspired, and it basically uses dates and some golden raisins and a few nut things that you kind of blend together in a food processor. You push them into a loaf pan, you know, kind of make this like sticky mixture, push it into a loaf pan, let it chill for an hour or two, and then you drizzle it with the chocolate. And you know, me and drizzling chocolate the last time didn't go so well. So we will see how this one goes.
So here I am just cutting them into these squares as pictured.
All right, as you can really see, these didn't really stay together super well. I noticed when I was making it that the mixture seemed a little dry, and I figured it just maybe needed a little bit more of the fruit to help hold it together. So I ended up throwing in some more of the dates and the golden raisins and stuff, but definitely got some bars out of it. So I'll kind of work around with what I have to put the chocolate on it. All right, so I've got my chocolate here out of the microwave. I'm gonna let it stir for a little bit. I'm gonna put it in a little bag and see if I can sort of like pipe it on. I kind of use my hands to make more like little dough ball things with this. I'm hoping that the chocolate will maybe kind of help put some of this together or help hold it together a little bit. All right. Ooh. Okay. Time to stop making a mess. Ah. All right. Chocolate bag is actually really hot. I must not have let it cool properly. Okay, well, it wasn't coming out and I went too far. Oh. Definitely having an off day. Definitely having an off day in the kitchen. All right, let's summarize these striped tiger bites. I feel like anything striped. This is the second one I made. I made the fudge and now the tiger bites. And I apparently just suck at making a stripe with chocolate, as you saw in the previous clip. I just, you know, that chocolate wasn't kind of the bag, so I tried to make the hole a bit bigger, made it too big, and it just spilled out everywhere, which is fine. I ended up just taking a knife and stuff and like grabbing handfuls of the stuff and just kind of dipping it in it. And it did kind of help hold it together. Flavor-wise, actually tasted really pleasant. I liked the blends with the fruit and the nuts together. I thought it was a kind of a nicer, healthier snack. It was a little bit the sweeter side, especially with the chocolate, but I do like the chocolate in it. I thought that dark chocolate especially kind of had a nice balance that worked with those nuts and fruit very well. And I just, you know, I love chocolate, and sorry, I just do. So, you know, to me, it always enhances something. But it was enjoyable, but the biggest struggle was getting it to stay together. And as I had mentioned previously, I added more dates and stuff and a little bit more of the raisins, because that was kind of the wet, sticky stuff to kind of bind it together. And I just don't think it was enough. And maybe it was me. It said to use whole dates. I honestly have never bought dates before. So I don't know if the bag I bought, I just thought they were whole dates, but maybe they were smaller than normal, or I don't know. But anyway, so let's get into the reviews and ratings as I summarize my final thoughts on this. My first rating is the ingredients on how hard or expensive they are to find, with 1 being inexpensive, easy to find, and 5 being hard to find, expensive. I'm gonna give them a 2. I mean, nothing was hard to find, but they do add up a little bit. Dried fruits are not cheap. Nuts are not cheap, you know, so you don't need a lot for this, but you need enough where you're gonna invest a little bit, a lot more than you would by probably just buying a version of this already made out in the stores. Difficulty level on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being super easy, 5 being more difficult, you know, compared to especially the other recipes in the book. You know, I'm going to give it a 1.5, 2. You know, it's really not hard. You know, you just blend everything in a food processor, you mix it together, push it in a pan, let it sit up a little bit, and then you do melt your chocolate in the microwave and stripe it. Obviously, that's where I'm ranking it probably closer to the 2 because I sucked at that. You know, some of you might not have that problem. But also, I didn't really necessarily care that it didn't look perfectly tiger striped like this picture here in the book. You know, I cared about having the chocolate flavor. And like I said, it tasted really nice. And then when I make this again on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being never and 5 being absolutely probably going to make it all the time, I'm gonna give it a 2 as well. Again, it wasn't bad. It was good. You know, I think if I were to make it again, I would maybe scale back the nuts a little bit and just kind of eyeball it and to play with it a little bit more till it just felt sticky enough to really like kind of hold together. And maybe that was part of me. Maybe I should have like mixed it together a little bit more, you know, before I put it in the fridge to set up. But either way, and you know, the cost again, the cost is one of the things that's deterrent for me, but I do actually still have some of the ingredients, so you know, I might make it again, and I enjoyed it enough where I would consider it, though it's definitely not going to be high on my list of things that I'll ever make again. And that's the thoughts.